Welcome to another episode here with you girls on Mindset Talks podcast, and we're back for something fun.
Ooh, I was just about to say she didn't sing this time, but then she did a
I
little.
didn't. Oh,
You
you
didn't,
know.
but then you kind of like ended with like a little dance. So I don't know if that counts.
If it's not a song, it's a dance. They go in hand. You don't really have singing without dancing unless it's like an opera.
See? Exactly. So you still did,
Yeah.
but you didn't hurt eardrums out there.
I know, so musically inclined.
Oh
Well, I
man.
just want to kick off this episode saying, for those of you who tuned into last week's episode, I finished that Netflix show,
Oh,
Escaping My Twin Flame or whatever it is, because I never know the title of anything, though I can watch it over a period of weeks. So overall, it was interesting to pretty much just hear stories on the very brainwashed people that were searching and in need of love. I'm definitely going to say in need of love because they obviously were so desperate for love that there wasn't enough love around them. And I
Mhm.
personally feel like regardless of the relationships around you, if there's enough love and support, or if you feel, excuse me, because you can have enough love and support given to you, but that doesn't mean you feel it.
Right.
So if you feel enough love and support around you, you most likely won't easily be brainwashed to find
Mhm.
your true love, which wasn't actually your true love.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it was really interesting though, just overall, to really just see how things transpired, how big of a organization it became.
Mhm.
uh Dude definitely tried to buy land to build or start his church, ultimately to become a cult because it was like acres and acres of land.
Hmm.
um but
Wow.
it didn't fall through, so he was ultimately getting people to move near them in the state. There
Oh,
were people that were so brainwashed that they became transgender, which was
what?
extreme. Yeah. So just like I mentioned before with like the masculinity and the femininity, and one person is the female, one's the male energy.
Yeah.
And so there were women that were told that they were the masculine energy. So one chick got a double mastectomy, and like it was wild.
That's crazy though that someone can truly like just sit there and like talk to you enough or whatever to be able to convince you into doing these things. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's so wild.
And they had not a lot of meetings in person from what, the show gave.
Yeah.
It was very virtual, like Zoom. Like, so you were that
Hmm.
highly influenced by someone through a situation like we have right here, right now, like
Yeah. That's
face to face
crazy.
on a camera, not in person, on a camera. So
Mm.
what was he gonna do if you didn't abide? You know what I mean? Like it was just like
Right.
such a fear of not belonging, which was just so crazy. So, but it was good to see that there were quite a few people. Obviously, the show was there because there were some that finally came to their senses and, got out of the group.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that there were some that like, "Ooh, girl, you finally pulled it together." It was predominantly women. There were men in there, but
Hmm.
it was mainly women, which is kind of sad,
But it makes sense though.
but makes absolute sense. Yeah. So, they try to get the FBI, all that involved, but they technically can't build a case. He never forced anyone to do anything.
Right.
I mean,
Oh.
like without their own will, like
Hmm.
they willingly did everything that they got involved in. Um, just like with the love shows, like with the Married at First Sight,
Hmm.
I went to check the Instagram after, of course, because that's just only right.
Yeah.
And he literally just like it's still going. It's still a
Oh, it
thing
is.
today. Like yeah, like it's not over. It is not over. There are people with Instagram handles that have, the name of their business in there or a twin flame within the name of it. And there are people that are still coaches. So there are people that are still paying money
Mhm.
to him to quote unquote make money to teach other people and make money from, like, to make money from teaching other people
That's
what they've
crazy.
learned. So like he just got nothing but money on top of money coming back to him. So he's had these renovations. Like he has this big house. Excuse me, him
I'm
and his wife.
sure.
They have this big house and are getting these beautiful renovations done. Like when I say beautiful, like
Mm.
their shit is nice, so nice. And it's just I think the latest renovation I seen was like of 2022 or something like that. But it's like this big ass house, nice yard, big pool, just quartz countertop in the walk-in closet. Like who has a quartz countertop in their walk-in closet?
Rich people and those people who like to prey on the weak.
Yeah, no, it's very true. So, I was obviously fascinated by it because I love me a good aesthetic. So it was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah. But yeah, so pretty much that's how the show ended was just, yeah, we tried to build this case against this guy that brainwashed us, but we couldn't do anything because we did everything in our own will.
Hmm.
Duh.
Well, no one dies,
So
right? Like, it's not like
supposedly one person might have died.
oh, but it's not like a I don't know. What is
Like
the
a mass killing.
yeah, like, what is that, the serial killer's name? I forget. Who, like, started, like, the cult and, they were, like, killing people and stuff. Um,
Girl, I
oh,
don't
that's
do
right, you don't
serial
follow that kinda
killers.
stuff,
I
do
don't
you?
do yeah, I don't
That's
yeah,
what it
I'm like
reminds me of.
the one woman that you'll find on earth that is not down with that investigative crime. Was it the something ID channel or whatever? Or, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure that they have something about it, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not with any of that. First 48 was enough for me. I was like, God, dog. I just feel like, and they always played it at night. I just want to say this. Sorry, I'm just going into a slight tangent for a second. They always play that stuff at night.
Well,
That's not good to sleep on. Like
I
that is
mean,
absolute like I
no, but
don't
it's
want
not
that.
necessarily daytime TV either.
But I don't want that before I go to
Then
bed.
don't watch it.
Obviously I don't, but it's just like I would handle it better during the day, but in general it's just like, ugh, I don't want that. I just don't. And I know it happens, but it's just like here's another reminder in case you forgot. This chick killed this guy or this guy, raped this woman. It's like, "Oh my gosh." Like, ugh. So,
Well,
but yeah, so
yeah.
those people that are still in it, power to them, they're spending mad dough. And it's just crazy that he's making mad money off of these people and flashing his renovations. He don't give no fucks.
No, well, and there's this Netflix special about it, and, like, everything is still going on per usual, like, that's the weird part to me.
Like, how is someone that convincing?
That's a great question because I haven't met one that convincing, so I don't know.
Right. I don't know. So yeah, so that's how that went. Not as exciting as I wanted it to be, but
Mm,
slightly impressive on how persuasive one person can be through the phone.
yeah.
Just saying.
That's crazy. Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
probably won't be watching it, but,
Yeah, it's fine. I
interesting
already
to
told you
hear
everything
about.
that happened, so you
Yeah.
ain't missing anything. You and the rest of the world.
Appreciate it.
And if any of y'all are listening that are in that, power to you.
Just yes,
That's
just
all I
be
got.
smart and well, they're already, I'm sure, open-minded, but just be smart about what you're doing.
Be safe about what you're doing. Next
Yeah,
topic.
that too. Oh, so I need to tell you this insane story that
Okay.
happened to me the other day in my Thanksgiving preparations.
Hold on. Before you go,
Oh,
this is not going to be the same as like your vacation story, right? Because you had me waiting and it was like, I slept my whole vacation. That was not what I was expecting. I'm
well,
just curious if this is like, ah,
no. I mean, for you, it'll probably be the same reaction to me sleeping on vacation.
oh gosh, okay, I'm ready.
But I was just so like flabbergasted and like annoyed that like I don't know. I need to share. So my mom has been so adamant about me doing a prime rib for Thanksgiving. And I don't know why, because it's normally something we do for Christmas, not Thanksgiving. So I don't know like
Okay.
where this turn of events is coming. But so since I'm hosting it this year, I've been trying to find one of these goddamn prime ribs. I checked Stop and Shop, they don't have it. So I called,
Really?
yeah, they didn't have, which I did think that was kind of weird too. So then I called this other grocery store out by where I live, And they said that they have it. So I was like, "Okay, great. Like, let me pre-order it for you from you, and, like, I'll, pick it up on this day and time and, like, whatever."
Mhm.
So I go to the store, and I forget, this is probably, a couple of stores that I've tried calling to find this damn thing. So and this is like a prime cut of meat, no pun intended, that's a prime rib. And
I couldn't help myself.
so, like, I'm already expecting it to be expensive,
Mhm.
somewhere around, like, $60 or something like that for this,
Right.
piece of meat. And so I go to the store, go to, like, the butcher guy, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm so and so, I, pre-ordered
She said
this."
the butcher guy.
And he's like, "Okay, yeah." He's like, "Let me go get it for you." So he brings it out to me, and I take it. I'm like, "Okay, like, thank you, happy holidays, whatever, blah, blah, blah." So I start walking away, and I look down at this prime rib, right? And I
Oh
look
gosh.
at the price of this fucking prime rib.
So you paid for this thing and don't know how much you paid?
Well, I just had ordered it over the phone so I can come and pick it up. No, I didn't pay anything at this point. I didn't.
Oh
And this
gosh.
is my fault because I totally should have asked up front, and I don't know, my whole mind just slipped, like, I didn't ask. I just said, like, "My mom's adamant, like, I need this. This is the one place I find that has it, like, let me just get it."
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine? You know what? I just want you to guess. And I don't wanna do this because knowing you, you're gonna do something weird and, like, just, like, guess it correctly. But can you just guess how much this fucking piece of meat was that I went to go pick up?
This was probably like an 80 something dollar piece of meat.
This motherfucker said
I wanted to guess 100 something, but
it was $152.
what? Bitch, where are you buying this meat at?
I
Why are you
was
not
like,
checking?
"What?" At first, I, like, didn't see the one, and I was like, 52. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "This is cheap." I was like, "This isn't that bad." And then I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. That says $152 for" it was a 5-pound thing of prime rib, and it was $25 a pound.
Yo, we ain't eating nothing else but this damn rib. I don't want to hear you ask me about no sides. If you ain't bring it, then you ain't gonna get it. Oh
Girl, mind
my
you,
gosh.
this will only have been my 2nd time cooking a prime rib, so to spend that kind of money and not really know, like, what you're doing is a whole it's a whole 'nother thing, but little twist to the
Oh
story
my
here,
god.
I called my mother up right away. I was like, "Mom," I was like, "How much of an asshole am I if I just kind of, like, drop this in a cooler and walk away?" Because I was like, "This shit is $152, like, ain't no way in anyone's, like,
Oh
mind
my
am I paying this
gosh.
for a piece of meat." So, what do? I turn around, I go back to the meat market, I drop it in the freezer, and I turn around and walk right out.
You didn't get your money back?
I never paid for anything. I had just ordered it over
Oh.
the phone to go pick it up, like, because they have to, like, cut it special for you and, like, stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's a special order, but you don't pay anything until afterwards. So, I never paid, and I made a huge mistake in not asking how much it was up front, and now I've learned my lesson to make sure I ask these questions, but I'm like and I felt bad because, like, I've never done anything like that before, and, like, I was trying to, like, hide because, like, then he had come out of, behind the little deli thing and was, like,
Sorry,
organizing
I'm just
stuff or
like,
whatever, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Am I really doing this?" I was like, "What if he says something to me? Like, am I obligated to now pay for this because I had ordered it?" Like, so many things were, like, going through my mind, and I was just like, "I don't know what to do, but I'm not paying $152 for this piece of meat."
you better tell your mom to Zell me.
It
Imma
wouldn't have
need a
been
down
enough. She's
payment.
been offering to give me 50 bucks, and I'm like, "I'm still not paying $100 for this piece of meat." I'm like, "You are out of your mind."
That is not sufficient, mommy.
That is just not happening, and I'm just like and here it is, like, a couple days before
Oh my
Thanksgiving, and I don't have my meat
gosh.
because I'm not paying that shit, so I'm like, "What am I
Pause.
supposed to do?" Stop it. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, she went there. She's coming back.
That is wild. That is not like your sleeping on vacation
Oh,
story
you're
at
good.
all.
Good, good. I'm glad you're having this
Oh,
reaction because if you would have seen me the other day, oh my god.
I wish I was a
Mhm.
fly on the wall for this
Mhm.
situation because I can only imagine it's like, oh, yes, all right, cool. I got this. What the? Oh, hell
'Cause I was all
what am I
excited.
supposed
I
to
was
do
like,
with
"Yes,
this?
like, I finally found it, like,
Oh my
about to get
gosh, girl,
this."
I thought you left the shop with the meat and brought it back and dropped it off. Like,
No, I didn't leave the
it's
store. I
like,
circled around a few times to figure out where I could put that shit so it wouldn't go spoil and it would still be refrigerated, without him seeing me do
I'm
it.
done.
'Cause I felt like such a dick. I'm like, "Oh god, I'm such an asshole."
That's literally like a dog with a new toy. Let me go ahead and hide this shit so nobody can find it.
You know?
That was like the first thought I had. You over here talk about a cut of meat.
God, and I'm like, would somebody actually, like, pick that up and, like, buy that? I don't even know, but, like, I refuse to go back into the store. I feel like they're gonna have my picture, like, posted up by the door and just saying, "Don't let her
Wanted,
in." Yeah.
wanted. This bitch orders meat and just leaves it.
Oh my
Meat
god.
abuser.
It was so bad. Have you ever done something like that? Like, I don't know if anything could really
Uh,
compare, but I was just like, I've never, like, ordered something or whatever and then have been like, no, thank you." Like, you can't just, like, go
yeah,
get, like, your dress tailored or something and be like, "I'm not paying for this." Like,
yeah. No, I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't have anything comparable. The closest I have, and it's like still nowhere near special ordering some meat. I did get when I got my new bed set delivered.
mm,
I did get box springs delivered with it, but I have a platform bed, which with a platform bed you don't need box springs.
oh,
And they already had messed up my order as is.
mhm.
And I guess technically I couldn't return the box springs, but I just added it to be another issue to the order so they would just take the box springs back. Which they did. But no, nothing custom. Like, but I think also from most of my experiences, things that are custom you usually have to pay for up front.
Oh,
But I know
well,
that man is cursing you up and down.
oh
He's
god,
like this.
probably.
Oh my, yeah, he ain't gonna forget you.
I don't think so either, and I'm just like, I still feel so awful because I'm like, I feel obligated. Like,
But why would you not think to ask the price? Like you're calling a butcher shop. Like you're not even calling
yeah, I don't know.
like it's not like Big Y. Oh, we got lobsters on sale for 24.99 a pound. Like this is a specialty.
I don't know, cause like, I already knew it was expensive, like, I felt like I didn't really have a choice, right? Like, I couldn't find it anywhere else, like, I
You had
don't
a
know, I
choice until you
just
see that price.
I didn't feel like I had a choice, and it never once crossed my mind that it would ever be over $100, like, I know inflation is real, but, like, that
No,
shit
that
was
shit.
real.
Let me tell you what. $152 piece of meat is very liberating. This bitch said, "I see all my choices now, and this ain't gonna be it."
It
She
sure
said,
isn't,
"No,
like,
no, no, no."
oh god, I don't know, I want the people listening to this to let me know, like, should I have been obligated to pay for this because I ordered it? Or, like, would you have done the same thing as me and, like,
Um,
try to hide it? Because I don't know.
what I would say is, I definitely wouldn't have been like you and hit it because
It was so bad.
that's that
Oh, it
was
was
too much effort.
embarrassing.
Like this bitch really circled the store to drop off some meat and dip.
Oh god.
Pause. But I would say what I probably would have done, aside from asking for the price beforehand, because I'd be acting frugal as
Well, and
hell.
you've worked in, like, a store too, so, like, is there, like, an etiquette to this? I don't know.
Well, yeah, well, give the man the meat back and be
You
like,
didn't
"Oh my
know what was
gosh,
I supposed to say?
sir, I have your meat."
Thanks, but I changed my mind. Here you go.
I've changed my mind. This is out of my budget. But that's again where my customer service skills come in handy. And at that point, you have to do a little reverse psychology if anyone tries to like make you the bad guy. Cause at that point, it's like, well, when I asked you for it, you didn't quote me a price. You didn't tell me how much it would cost.
You would.
Right. So me, that's the route I would have took. So I would have done that. But that would have been plan B. Plan A would have been to if I still wanted to get it, I'd be like, "Yo, bro, let me just get a pound off of these 5 because the way my bank account is set up."
It still would have been over it's $25 a pound. It was 5
Right, so just
pounds.
get 1 pound. Everybody just gonna get a scrap of the prime rib. Ain't
Oh,
nobody getting a full
oh,
rib.
you're saying have him take 4 and me take 1. Oh, I thought you
Oh
were saying it the other way around. I was like, "Girl, that's still over $100."
yeah. Yeah, no. The
Oh,
the
man.
max I would have did was 2 pounds. Like, all right, we're gonna get 2 bones out this bitch, and
It was a
all
two-bone
right,
rib.
that 5 pounds was 2 bones.
Yeah, because when I called him, I asked for a two-bone prime rib, and it's normally around, like, 4 pounds or so for that.
Oh well, you gonna have to start asking for the pound of meat that you want,
Well,
not
I
the
have
number of bones.
learned a very valuable lesson this year, trust and believe me.
I believe. Well, or you could have bought the whole thing and just split it half for Thanksgiving and half for
I'm
Christmas.
supposed to just freeze that thing and then try to figure out how to thaw out a big ass chunk of meat. That's not happening.
Listen, girl, it was a suggestion. I don't know. I
Ugh.
mean, you just dropped that shit off like a. I ain't gonna say
It
it,
was so
but
bad. I, like,
anyways,
walked over to, like, the meat section where they have, like, the steaks and stuff, and I was just, like, holding it in one hand, and I'm, like, sitting here looking at other steaks, and I was like, "Oh, okay," picking one up, putting it down, going over here, picking one up, putting one
looking
down,
over your shoulder.
and then I kind of, like yeah, well, yeah, because he was, like, kinda, like, that way. So I was kinda, like,
Like a
doing, like, a little,
criminal,
like, eyeball, just, like, seeing, okay, like, is he looking at me? No, alright, good. So I'm like, "You know what? Let me just, like,
girl.
put this down so that way I can pick up this with 2 hands and, like, look at it," and then I put that down, and I just kind of, like, slowly walked away, trying to, like, pretend like
Wow.
I forgot to just, like, pick up my meat that I had
You know
gotten.
he's just gonna go back and watch you on the camera. He'll be like, "How the
Oh,
what
probably.
she do with the?" He's like, "Cause you know he's gonna be like, she ain't never cashed out."
How would he know?
Oh, it was like a small grocery store, so it wasn't
No, it's
just solely like a butcher shop.
like a Stop and Shop, kind
Oh,
of, but
okay.
it's like a
Oh,
local, like, grocery store.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Lord cheese, girl.
So I had room to, but
Hide and run after
everywhere
you dropped
I could
off.
hide it, it was, like, in his, like, vicinity. So I'm like, "How am I supposed to, like, pull this off right now?"
I know he was annoyed like this.
Probably.
You ain't the first one though, so I'm sure
I
you ain't
hope
the
not.
first. And you ain't the last, because anybody that sees that price probably had the same reaction.
I hope
Except they
so.
probably just gave it back. Not trying to make you feel bad, but
No, but
maybe
I
next
couldn't. Because
time
what if
give the meat
if
back.
I did that and he would have been like, "No, like, you ordered this, like, you have to pay for it."
How do you have to pay? I'm not obligated to do anything. Did I sign something?
I don't know, but I'm such, like, a pushover when it comes to stuff like that, and I already felt
Mm,
bad, so I was like, "I
oh my
can't talk to
gosh.
anybody."
But just you just gotta think about it that way though. It's like I didn't sign a contract that I was gonna take this fucking meat and pay for it. I had no like there's no obligation to it. If anything, they're gonna sell it to the next person or they're gonna cut it down and pre-package it or something like
Yeah, I don't know. I still just feel awful. I bet you it's still just sitting there on top of them steaks.
yeah, you can't even go back and look.
I refuse. I will never go there again. Never,
Oh
never.
my gosh. So no prime rib for dinner. Is that the ultimate conclusion that there was no prime rib?
Well, no. So I was able to find another one on a different day, and it was significantly cheaper per pound
Oh my gosh.
because
I
this
can't
time I
believe
asked in
that.
advance.
Well, hey, you gotta fail once to succeed the future times. So
And I did the thing where I asked for 4 pounds instead of asking for 2 bones, so that way I knew what to expect.
look at you learning from your mistakes so quickly.
Oh, there's just certain things in life that I won't forget, and I will just learn just like that.
Oh my gosh, can't get nothing past you.
Oh, well, I have my moments, and clearly
Mm.
this I had one the other day. Oh, man. It was awful.
Wow, girl. Well, listen, we live and we learn. The meat was already dead anyway, so you couldn't have harmed it any more than it was already at. So
No, but I harmed the grocery store and their profits probably.
maybe,
Oh,
yeah.
man. I don't know.
Well, anywho, Miss, I have to find a nickname now for you. Just dropping off meat, just because
I don't know, I
the
feel
meat
like no matter
dropper.
what you come up with, it just won't sound right, so you can refrain from, any kind of
Everything's
nicknames.
gonna be all possible nicknames. Pause. The meat dropper. Pause. That was the first one that came up. Anywho,
Oh, man.
one thing that I did want to inquire a little more
Oh
on
god,
that
I'm already
we
stressed.
mm, Damn, girl. One
Oh,
thing I wanted to
I mean
inquire
about the meat.
on. Hmm?
I mean about the meat. I'm stressed about the meat.
Meat gotcha. Listen, you got the meat handled. Pause. So you should be fine.
I can't with you. The name of this episode is gonna be pause.
Listen, listen.
Oh shit. What?
I blame my man. A lot of plausible statements sometimes, it's
Well,
just
that's questionable. But anyways,
cause we just be ranking. But
kidding.
anywho, so
Uh
so last episode we did hear you mention.
oh. No, I
Oh,
didn't.
don't try to get out of
I
answering
didn't
this
mention
now.
anything. It's time for bed.
Don't try to get out of answering this now. So you did mention about being grateful for your personal growth,
Mhm.
which my baby growing up. But the thing is,
What?
we need details. What what is it that you've grown on? Where are you today that you've been wanting to be at? I need to know more.
Do
And the
you
people
though?
need to know more.
Do you though? I don't know about all of that.
I'm
Um,
gonna go with yes.
I can't with you. Is that what I said? I said personal growth. Um,
If yeah, I'm pretty sure that personal growth was within that statement. Or your yeah, I'm pretty sure it was personal growth. I mean, it's kind of been lingering in my head, and I'm like, damn, I want to ask, but I think I'm gonna wait until the next episode.
you would do something like that too. Um,
Me?
well, I guess you're not really putting me on the spot because like I have like an idea, but I don't know if I can really explain it. I guess so. Like,
Okay.
um, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where like the Cassie, like, 10 years ago or whatever,
Mhm.
was, like, hoping and had those, like, thoughts and stuff about, like, one day, like, I'm gonna have my own, like, comfortable space, and I'm gonna be in, I don't know, like, a good job, and I'm gonna have, a man by my side, and it's just gonna, like, kind of all, like, work out, right? Because like, when you're in those,
Mhm.
like, struggling moments and you're like, "Oh, like, I want this now," and, like, these are things that, like, I wish for and hope for, and you think about
Oh
them all the
yeah.
time, and you're like, "Is this really gonna happen?" Like, I'm getting older, like, what does this look like for me? It just seems like it's, never gonna happen or, like, whatever.
Mhm.
And I kinda feel like right now in my life, and this is kind of, like, what I was going at, and I don't know if you can hear this echo, but, like, it is awful in my ear.
Doesn't seem too bad over here. I don't really hear an echo. Do y'all
Okay.
hear an echo?
Well,
I'm playing.
if y'all do, I apologize. I don't know what's happening. Um, but I guess that's just kind of like what I meant, right? Like I don't have those same kind of like thoughts and worries anymore because like I
Mhm.
am very comfortable with where I am and somehow came to all of the things that like I wish I once had.
Mhm.
Any of that makes any kind of sense? Um,
No, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like I can definitely relate because um I remember being a kid and always saying, and probably part of it is because I grew up in a what one would call as a broken family, right? Where my parents aren't together. And I always remember being in elementary school and saying, oh, I can't wait until I have my own family and that I have my husband and we have our children. At that time of my life, I wanted four. Fucking crazy. No way today. Times were very different then. I was like in fourth grade wanting four kids. So, like, yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so it's just, that is what I've foreseen for myself and like, oh, it's just like just a very healthy relationship, mainly because of it being opposite of what I've grown up in.
Yeah,
And today, I may not be in the home that I want to be in, but
same.
I am working towards the goal that I have for the home that I am in. If you following what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So but I have my man, I have a very healthy relationship, like probably the healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
Mhm.
And then I also have my daughter. And now that I have one, I don't really feel like I need any more, but to each their own. But I get what you're saying of I feel like I've accomplished what
Yeah.
I've been desiring or wanting. And it's like you feel like you said you feel comfortable, but you
Mhm.
also kind of have like a sense of security, like you feel safe.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, yeah, that
Yeah.
sums it up, nicely with a nice little bow on top. Um, like, I've been thinking about that a lot, and sometimes, like, they always say, like, you should really sit down and, like, appreciate, like, the things that, like, you have, right? And that's,
Mhm.
like, one of the things that, like, I do truly think about a lot and I do appreciate and, all those, like, years of just, the stress of, like,
Mhm.
wishing and, like, wondering, like, what is my life
Right.
gonna look like and be like, and is this gonna happen for me and, like, whatever, and it's kind of like, okay, now I can kind of take, like, a nice fresh breath of air and just say, "You know
Mhm.
what? This is what I've been wanting." And yes, things can go, weird at times and, like, not always
Right.
ideal and, like, whatever, but, like, generally speaking, overall, like, I'm finally in a place where, like, I've been wanting to be. This feels good, like, it feels very
Mhm.
comfortable, and, it's just I don't know, it's a good feeling, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think that's really great. And you're right. Life has to have those ups and downs. My man was just talking about that the other day. Like life energy, like the world operates off of positives and negatives. Like
Mhm.
you unfortunately have to have the bad with the good to be able to maintain a balance in life.
Right.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, we're definitely going to have moments that we're like, what the fuck? Like, why is this? Like, why me? Why
Yeah.
this? But it definitely is so necessary because then it allows you to turn around and appreciate where you're at later on when those negative things are no longer an obstacle or an hurdle or a thing.
Yeah.
So it's no, it's really true. I'm really happy for you that that's why, because more often than not, I feel like nowadays we as people, we complain more so about what we don't have
Yeah.
and where we wish we would be or what we're tired of. And, it's just too much of not actually appreciating
Mhm.
what we do have, even if it's not the final piece of the goal,
Right.
but it is a step in that direction or it's a level to get into that final piece.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely all need to take a step back and just be like, damn girl, I am doing pretty all right now. You right. Like
Yeah.
it's so necessary. So just by you saying that just allow me to like I'm listening to you say that and it allowed me to stop and just be like, all right, you know what? Okay. Yep. Okay, we good. We good. Like it's just like, hold on, man. All right, yep, we okay. Cause yeah, I got shit going on right now. I don't like either. But
Right.
you know what? In the bigger picture, a lot of good is happening.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's not to say, that, like, everything's perfect and, like, you don't still want
Right.
bigger things and better things and something different, like, whatever, but, like, it's always refreshing to know that something that you've once hoped for now is.
Yeah, no, super, super true, super true. For me, I would probably say that moment of like feeling like I'm in a really good, great space was when I had my daughter.
Mm.
That's when it was like, I mean, a bout of anxiety came with it too, but it was just like, oh man, like I've always wanted this because I always felt like I do a really great job at it.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying that what I would do is nothing but greatness, but it's something that I felt like I had the utmost confidence in
Mhm.
if I had the opportunity. So, no, I look forward to, what else is to come because obviously now that you've made it to this level of appreciating where you are
Mhm.
and being happy at the progress. And I just look forward to your next level of where you want to be because obviously it doesn't stop here, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, I look forward to being on your sideline, like I said before, and watching things unfold and, you know, being able to celebrate with you.
Right back at you, girly.
Ugh, this is what it's like getting old.
Oh, it sure is, but, as scary and unfortunate as it is also beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. Is it holiday season? Is that what's making us all like, Because it's usually me who's reflecting and getting all
I mean,
into
I
like
guess you
life.
can consider this to be
Mm.
reflecting, but
Am I rubbing off on you?
no. It was just going with the
Oh,
whole, like, appreciation, like, gratefulness, like
Mhm.
that kind of a vibe, not necessarily
I
like
guess so.
your reflections.
Whatever. You call it what you want. I see it for what it is.
Whatever. Oh man.
Sorry. No,
Whatever.
that's dope. Dope stuff. Dope stuff. Dope stuff.
Yes.
Girl, what else we got for this episode?
Um.
Ooh, I hit him with a sing song. Yeah, I didn't do it in
Oh,
the intro, but I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Ooh, girl, don't do it," and I had to do it.
you're wild. on, on all of those notes, I don't think that I have anything else for today. I think that I have expressed all of my, I don't know.
Thoughts,
Yeah.
failures for the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can say that for sure.
Ooh, child. Well,
Mhm.
thank you for gem dropping. Just some reflection that we all should have in our lives, even though you weren't reflecting.
Learn from
And
my mistakes, people.
learn from Cassie's mistakes. If you don't know the price of the meat, don't fucking order it until you know the price of the meat.
Yeah. Big
Please,
that's a big one.
please. She over here wasting, what was it, beef or pork?
It's beef.
She was over here wasting a cow's leg, or excuse me, rib, because obviously prime rib. But
Yeah.
yeah, obviously don't eat it anymore, so I don't even know what body parts are ribs somehow. Okay. Anyway, so
On that note.
that's on that note, that is our cue to go ahead and wrap this on up. Lovely episode, by the way, per usual, but this one I seem to enjoy a little bit more for whatever reason, maybe because Cassie got a little deep with me for a second, but
Don't get used to it.
yeah, don't get used to it. Whatever. All right, y'all. So we will be with you on the next episode. And until next time.
Bye guys.